Hello guys, I'm Riff and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna build a tribute page using mostly HTML and a bit of internal CSS styling. It's nothing complicated, I promise. I'm gonna build the tribute page about Steve Jobs. You can tribute yours to anyone you like. I'm using VS Code as a code editor. You can use any code editor you like. Also, I have set up the live server extension already so that you guys can see the output right away, and let's get started. First, I'm gonna create a HTML boilerplate. So here is our boilerplate, and I'm gonna remove this as I don't need it. Let's remove this comment also. Yep, wait. Let's give our tribute page a title. Let's give our body tag an ID name. Let us first create a header. Give it a heading of H1. Also, let us give our header an ID name. You can see the output on the screen. We have given our tribute page a header. Let's start with an image. Let's give our tribute page an image. But first, we're gonna put the image in a div tag. Okay, let's create a div tag and give it an ID name of imgdiv. Now let's create a image tag and give it an ID name of image. Let us give it the source. Please note that I have already saved the image of Steve Jobs into the same folder as the tribute.html. Let's call that image. Now you can see that we have got our image here. Let me maximize it. You can see it's not responsive or the image is out of shape. Don't worry about that, we're gonna fix this image later. Let's just focus on building our HTML. We're gonna style it later, so don't worry about that. Now let's give our image a caption. Let's give it an ID name. You can see that our image caption has appeared on the screen. Now let's create some space. We have written the caption of our tribute and then we have added the image. Now we're gonna add a timeline of the tribute's life. So this is the main part of our page. So we're gonna wrap this part in the main element. Let's give our main element an ID. Now let's create a heading. Let's underline this caption thing. Now we're gonna add the events in the tribute's life. I'm gonna use unordered list to do that. Now let's create list item. So in this list item, we're gonna add the birth date of the tribute. You can see that the first item has appeared on the screen. I have already written the events. Save time. I'm gonna just copy paste it. So the point here is the method I have just showed you now. you can use this method to create the events. First, create an unordered list or ordered list, whatever you like. Then create a list item, and in that list item, add the event dates, and after the event date, add a paragraph tag, and inside the paragraph tag, include the details of the event. Then create another list item and add an event date, then create another paragraph tag and do the process repeatedly. Let's create some spaces. Our preview page is 90% done. Now we're gonna add codes, and to add codes we're gonna use the q tag, and let's give it an ID name. Now we're gonna add a quote from Steve Jobs. Let's find some quotes. Here you can see some quotes from Steve Jobs. Let's just select one. Let's select this quote. I like this quote. I'm gonna copy paste it. Okay. Now let's close the tag. Now let's write Steve Jobs' name inside the span tag. Now let's create a footer. Please notice that here we have mentioned the Wikipedia page of Steve Jobs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap this Wikipedia page inside the anchor tag so that our viewers can redirect to the Steve Jobs Wikipedia page. So we're gonna create an anchor tag here. Here we're gonna add the Wikipedia page's URL of Steve Jobs. Okay, we have copied it. Now let's paste it. That's it, our HTML markup is done. Now what we are gonna do is style it. As I mentioned, we're gonna use the internal styling. Now we're gonna call our ID names and style them, and our body has the ID name of main. So let's call the main. Let's give our body element a background color. Now the next is our header element. Let's give our header element a background color. Now let's style it a bit more. We want our header to be in the center of the page. So to centralize it, we're going to use the text align property. Now let's adjust its font a little. So we're going to use font size. You can try the different font styles. Now let's give it a font family. Let's first style our img div. You can try different width and height value. Let's give our img div a margin. This will centralize our content of the div element. You can see our image is now centralized. Okay, let's style our image element. This will make our image responsive. Let us style our image caption. Now we want it to be centralized, so we're gonna use text align property. Next up is our list item. We want the list item to be bold, so let's make them bold. Now let's change their color. So the event details are in paragraph tag, so let's call the paragraph tag. Let's give our paragraph tag some background color. Now we're going to style our code. Let's view it. That's how you can make a previewed page using only HTML and a bit of CSS. It's also responsive. If you found the video helpful, please like the video and don't forget to subscribe, and let me know in the comment section what kind of videos you want in the future.